Hi, this is Katie, and I am in the Perry Library, and here is the teen section. I will flip the camera so you can see. This is the comic books. They have a pretty good selection, and then they have their graphic novels. It's just going to go in a complete square. They have paperbacks separated out, which I think is a good idea, because paperbacks sometimes can slip through the cracks within a library. And then there are also classic literature out, which I think is a good idea too, because people for school projects need to find those easily and they're readily available this way. This starts fiction, and this is at the Z's, so we're going to go around the corner and get all of them. They have a really good selection. They have some games, which I think is a good idea as well, and some advertisements for different things that is coming up. Signs are also good. There's also one about the Prince Awards, which I think is really good because it gives kids ideas of what to read and why awards are important, things like that. This starts the A's, and we're around in a corner. Their center section is their nonfiction. They have new nonfiction on this side. Some display nonfiction. It's also good because it gives teens a good idea of what nonfiction they can read and how it applies to them within the library. This side is some crossover books and some graphic novels, which are all taken right now. These are books that could be appealing to middle schoolers, teenagers, things like that. Tween books. They're also alphabetized, starting with the A's and then going down to the Z's. Like I said, they're the ones that meet in the middle. I think this is a good idea. And then they have a little section of audiobooks, which is also a good idea because it's separate from the adult audiobooks. I am now back, and I'm sitting actually in a couple chairs in the center of the circle square, and I think it's a good thing because it gives teens a center to sit and talk about things if they want to. There's little desks with some little magazines, and I think that's really cute because it gives them also something to read if they want. There are things like Food Network or Cosmopolitan, Teen Cosmo, things like that. Things that teens would like. And this is also a good area because it's secluded from the rest of the library, but also in the midst of things. Behind this little area is the computers, so there are people who are on the computers and looking up things, and that's a good idea as well because it's easy access for teens and technology and things like that. If they want to look up a book or if they have a question about something, it's a good idea for them to have something like that. I think the section is well laid out because it is a square, but there's a divider, so it gives some teens areas to sit and talk about things and also be in the midst of books so they can see what's going on and where things are and how they function, which I think is really good for them to do. There's also a study room next to the teen area, which I think is really important. You have a teen area over here. You have your study area here, so you can use the space for whatever you would like to do. It's a good teen section. It has a lot of different materials for different types of people. They have a tween section, they have an audiobook section, a young adult solely section, graphic novel section, comic books, paperbacks, a section just for classic literature, a section for everything that you would need. So I think they do a really good job about meeting the needs of everybody at every time for whatever purpose that they suit. So it has been fun here. I think that I'll definitely come back and See you all later. Adjacent to the teen area is a looking out area, and I think it's really pretty, so I'm going to show you all real quick. Library backs up onto a park, so that way you can have a walking trail and walk around the lake, and it's also really pretty at any time of the year. Just sit and watch, and it gives people ample opportunity to just sit here all day long.